What does it really mean to be connected to someone? Is it all about love and trust? Or is it maybe about control? So today, we're jumping right into a life-or-death battle on this desolate mountain that really forces us to answer that exact question. We're going to explore a conflict where the fight for survival is also a fight over the very definition of a bond. Right off the bat, you get this immediate sense of dread. Experienced demon slayers are looking over an area, and yeah, their conclusion is grim. This isn't just some mission, it's a total slaughterhouse. We know right away, the stakes are absolutely lethal. So on this mountain, the mission has just gone completely sideways. Our heroes, who are skilled fighters, mind you, are just utterly outmatched. They're up against a whole new level of threat. They're being pushed way past their physical and emotional limits, and everything is just falling apart. And the terrifying reality of their situation, it just hits you in 5 simple words. It won't cut through. And look, this isn't because they're not skilled or brave. They are facing an opponent whose body is so unbelievably tough that their best moves, their sharpest swords, are completely useless. It's a moment of just pure physical helplessness. So that feeling of being totally helpless, it just explodes into pure panic. The question, what do I do? It captures this crisis perfectly. I mean, when every single thing you've trained for fails, when your strength means absolutely nothing, what's left? The battle is no longer just against the demon. It's against complete and utter despair. And right when you think it's all about the physical fight, bam, the whole thing shifts. We get introduced to the antagonist, Rui, a demon who's created this so-called family. But this is not a family you or I would recognize. It's an ideology, this twisted philosophy that's built on nothing but pure terror. And you really get Rui's whole deal in this one. Chilling line. He's talking about a powerful bond and threatening to carve you up in the very same breath. That contradiction is everything. For Rui, connection isn't about love. It's about possession. And any interference is going to be met with deadly force. So, when you boil it all down, Rui's version of a bond is just a fake. It's a system where people are forced into these roles, mother, sister, brother, and they're kept in line through constant, unending fear. They aren't loved, they're controlled. Their bond is nothing more than a cage. Okay, but then we get the other side of the coin. Our protagonist, Tanjiro, he has a totally different perspective, one he can feel in his gut. He argues that a real bond isn't something you enforce. It's something you can literally smell, a scent of trust and genuine connection. And Tanjiro doesn't hold back at all. He doesn't just disagree with Rui. He exposes the entire foundation of his philosophy as a complete lie, calling it exactly what it is, a fake, a forgery. This isn't just about swords anymore. This is a battle of ideas. And really, the difference couldn't be more stark. On one side, you've got Rui's model, and it's defined by these terrible coercive emotions, terror, hatred, revulsion. Then, on the other side, you have our hero's model, built on trust, compassion, and that feeling of shared struggle. It's a total clash between control and real connection. Of course, this whole debate isn't just happening in a vacuum. While this battle of ideas is raging, the actual physical battle is escalating to its absolute breaking point. The demon, enraged that his worldview is being challenged, just unleashes his full power, and the cost is immense. And just when you think things can't possibly get any worse, they do. The demon literally sheds its own skin in this horrifying transformation, revealing a whole new level of power. The odds, which were already impossible, just became astronomical. We just watch as the hero's body begins to completely shut down. First, the sword. His primary weapon, it just shatters. Gone. Then his arms. He can't even feel them anymore from the strain. And finally, even the simple act of breathing becomes a desperate struggle. It's a complete system collapse. I mean, this is it. Rock bottom. All of his strength is gone. All his options are exhausted. And our hero confronts what seems to be the undeniable truth. This is the end. There's no hope of winning, only the certainty of death. And then, just when it's all over, everything changes. In a single instant, the entire dynamic of the fight is turned on its head. A new figure appears, a Hashira. And these are the elite, the absolute best of the best in the Demon Slayer Corps. Hope doesn't just return, it arrives with overwhelming force. And we see this shocking arrival through someone else's eyes. The sheer disbelief in this question says it all. The demon that seemed like an indestructible force has just been cut. The question isn't even how, it's who could possibly do that? And here comes the answer. The technique is announced with this calm, focused confidence that is just such a massive contrast to the frantic desperation we've been watching. This isn't a struggle. It's an execution of perfected, mastered skill. And just like that, it's over. The insurmountable threat is neutralized with a single, elegant move. What this shows us is not just a difference in strength, but a vast, almost unimaginable gap in power and mastery. So, this brings us to the core takeaway. The hero's belief in a true bond. That's what gave him the will to fight against impossible odds. But ultimately, his will alone wasn't enough. It was a higher level of power that actually won the day. And that leaves us with a really provocative question. A bond forged in trust can help us face incredible obstacles, for sure. But what happens when the enemy you're facing is so powerful that even the strongest will and the truest connections just aren't enough?